Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Lau. Hope you are doing well and have a relaxed Saturday. And I was enjoying my music, and um, it was nice. And I thought, I have some time. Why don't I go and talk to my friends and tell them what I'm doing these days and what had been my occupation? I was kind of doing rooms that were kind of on wellness based, and I was able to promote wellness in a way. Hi, Ronald.
Hey, how you doing, Dr. Al? How you been?
I've been pretty good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good.
Very good.
I guess tomorrow's a big day. I guess Mother's Day.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
my mom a card and gave it to her already because I wasn't sure if I was going to be out there. But I went
yeah,
out there and I'm gonna take my mom to church and then get something to eat afterwards and
yeah,
celebrate my mom's
yeah,
Mother's Day. So
yeah. Very nice. Yeah, yeah. My mom passed away several years ago. She was 88 when she passed, right? But
yeah,
she left a lasting impression on me. She taught me what is heartfulness, not by teaching me, but by showing me, you know. So
yes,
she never uttered a heartful like that, but then whatever she did was heartful, you know.
yes,
So when she and then she stayed with my sister last few months, and then she so many friends there for her funeral in a town she doesn't know or anything. So many people came. I don't know any of them, but then they knew my mother, so they kind of helped, really allowed her hugging and laughing and smiling at them. They always all told me about that. That's the heartfulness that she showed me. She kind of
yeah.
accepted everybody. Yeah.
My dad. Also, they passed away for my mom.
Yeah.
Everything. He was the mom to three of his biological children, and he helped raise since he was five. So uh, he celebrated that with his mom
Mm,
every year. I know not as good as barbecue as my dad, but I could do a little bit. But
mm.
I know that's one thing that was kind of cool too.
Yeah,
They had
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sharing a meal, the simple things, they mean everything, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Wonderful.
nice day
Mm.
here today. How's the weather? Pretty nice up in Iowa there.
Yeah, yeah, it's all sunny, Ronald, for a change. So we enjoy the
Yeah,
little sun we get. So
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
I think
Actually,
it's 76 degrees here.
yeah, it's kind of hot. So we had to close the blinders and everything because the study I'm sitting and talking is kind of hot because of the sun. So
Yeah,
it's a
business
nice.
is a little slow. I did some trips. It was back to back, and now it's kind of between lunch and dinner. So I
Yeah.
actually went to an India buffet, biryani.
Uh-huh.
It's it was from 11 to 2 or something like that. It was really good.
Mm,
They got some really good food there, and I enjoyed it.
yeah.
And I would go to one tomorrow, but
Mm,
it's normally the buffet's only on Sunday. But
yeah.
I'm not because my mom's for whatever reason I don't know. My mom thinks all India food is spicy or something like that. She
Yeah. It
thinks
could
people
be. It could be spicy, but if you ask them to make mild, sometimes they do that, right? So, but I eat very
I know
spicy. Other people cannot eat that spicy because we are used to that, right? Um,
yeah.
but then Indian restaurants, when we go there, they ask us, "What do you want? Do you want it very spicy, light, or mild, something like that?" And
Yeah.
people are mild because they can take the spice. Yeah,
I think they got jalapeno peppers and they have maybe habanero. You know those long, skinny, little red
yeah.
peppers. I think cayenne or something. I don't know. Well,
Jalapeno is
whatever it
not
is.
used much in Indian cooking, Ronald. It's more about red chilies, the kind that
Oh
they
yeah,
The district where I come from, India, they have the hottest
Yeah.
chilies in the southern part of India. You know, so
Yeah.
it's very tough if you to eat that. But people get used
Yeah.
to that. Yeah, yeah,
I know a lot of the. I think many of the Indian people speak Telugu.
yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
Telugu too, Telugu one. Yeah,
Yeah. They
yeah,
have movies here in Telugu at a lot of the theaters because there's a lot of Indian people here.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know. So
Because lot of Telugus are kind of very educated, and then they come here, and then they doctors and lawyers and a lot of software people. They're all there. Yeah.
yeah, IT.
Mm.
There's a lot of IT,
Yeah, lot
and then
of
there's
it.
obviously other stuff like you mentioned.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Because a lot of Telugus are here, and sometimes if you go to California and certain places, I don't know where you are, Anand, but it feels like I'm back in town in India. So many people are from the Telugus and all that. Um, that's kind of nice though, because to see so many people coming in here, and then they are all legal, most of them. So they have, but nowadays they're having some problems with visas and all that. But I'm a natural citizen, so we don't have any problems. Been here for so long. So that is there too. So it's a I remember in New York when I was working in the hospital, our
Yeah.
department had so many Telugus. These people are talking in Telugu on the ward rounds. I used to tell them, no, 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 don't do that because there are Americans here. They have to understand what we are talking about. Otherwise, they think we are
Yeah.
talking something about that. Because these people naturally slip into their mother tongue. I had to tell them
Yeah.
several times, no, 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 let's speak. If there's somebody who cannot speak the language, don't talk the language or translate it and tell them what it is. So they
Yeah.
corrected that. Yeah.
Something else I've noticed.
Mm,
I think that many of the Indian people from India,
mm,
they look younger than they are.
mm.
Maybe it's because of their diet or something. I don't know, but I know their temperament. They're pretty cool. They're mellow people. They don't
Eh, Yeah.
waste time with nonsense. I don't think.
It's
I think they're
something got to the physique, Ronald, and also the tropical weather, and there
yeah,
many of them are ectomorphic. These people eat a lot, but they
yeah,
don't put on the fat and all that. That is there,
yeah,
and also many of them are mobile. They move a
yeah,
lot, and also the curries and all that. They have these spices that keep the metabolism up and running. It's called Rajasic. In Ayurveda, they
yeah.
call this energy, which is kinetic and runs, makes you think faster, move faster, do everything faster. And
Well, I play a lot of people from India. I
mm,
see that flag on. I played 9,900 games at
mm,
chess.com or whatever it is, and
mm.
I play people from India probably more than any other country.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Uh, Even that game Serpents and Ladders, that was invented in India too. Chess was also invented too. A lot of people play chess. Surprise the thing, right? Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to doing yoga coming up soon because the gym opens up in about 10 days,
Mm,
and they're going to have yoga there every day. I'm really excited
good.
because it's only 30 something a month,
Mm,
and that's included with the gym membership.
yeah.
And
Good.
all the other places it's like 150 a month, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
like 20% of
I'm
the
doing it
cost.
for
I think.
free for all other people every day. So people come on the,
Yeah.
um, you
You
know.
know what? I kind of done warm yoga though,
Mm,
back in the 90s or something,
mm.
because it helps warm the muscles up. I can stretch further
Yeah,
when
the
I'm in the warm.
heart yoga they call it. So
Yeah,
that's kind of actually when you do that, it feels good at the time, but in the long run, it's not advisable. You have to do it at the room temperature, not cold, not warm. So
well,
yeah.
one time when I first did that,
Mm.
I felt like I was gonna die if I stayed in there for 1 month straight. You know,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah. Yeah.
I did. I got out of that room. I thought I didn't know how anybody in there could do it. But
Yeah.
like 2 days went better, and
Mm.
I felt better than I felt in years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that?
It kind of accelerates your metabolism. That's true. But then, physical yoga is only a very minimal part of yoga. It has a lot to do with your inner mind, thoughts, feelings, and being stable, not having this emotional turmoil, or those kind of things. So yoga is much deeper than physical yoga. But the physical yoga is to make your body so nice and strong and energetic, so you can sit down and do a lot of meditation and go inward and find out who you are and all that stuff. So
I know it has taken me places, the stretching and breathing, because we have muscle memory and cellular memory.
yeah.
And I think as far as that goes, I mean, some Christians won't do it because they think it's worshiping other gods. But my personal
No,
opinion,
it's a
God
lifestyle.
gave us
Yeah.
all
It
God gave us all the muscles in our body,
yeah, it's
and
a
and our range of motion increases
yeah.
and our strength increases. So I
Yoga
think that
yoga
could be
belongs to everybody. It doesn't belong to one person or one religion or anything like that. It's like a lifestyle. I promote it more like a doctor because I have seen the good things about it. Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, I'm a big fan. I think that the Indian culture has
Mm.
really contributed a lot
Yeah.
to this country big time. I'm a firm believer. The food is good, the yoga is good, and you
Mm.
have many much insight
Yeah.
on pharmaceutical health and natural health, and I think many people benefited
Yeah.
from it. So thank you
Yeah.
too for your work that you've done
Yeah.
in the field of
Sure.
healing and
Sure.
honesty and straightforwardness,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Thank you, Ronald. Nice seeing you. I talked to you after a long time. So, yeah, it is true. My personal story is I've been doing yoga physically in the beginning because I didn't know there are so many depths to that and so many things you can understand. It took me to go and study the ancient wisdom with respect of me being from India and all that, but I examined it like a scientific manner, and there was so much to learn from. I'm still learning. But the thing is, it kind of made my body healthy, and I'm not taking any medications because of that. I had my own problems that I overcame all of that with surgeries, with recovering and all that, big things like a stroke and heart, all those things I kind of gave up. Now I'm not, since 2014, I have not taken even Tylenol because my lifestyle involves living like a yogi in America, in the sense what I do, what I talk about, what I really live is all about that. So it kind of makes you clear in your head and not to be addicted to anything, and also really um, live closer to the nature naturally, following our cycles. Like, I get up in the morning and I go to bed early, and then when I sleep very deep, and then when I get up, I have a lot of energy. So that is the wellness I'm promoting. I'm not saying you should neglect your health for a long time and then when everything goes wrong, go to the doctor. That is what people are doing. What I am saying is, if you are sick, go to the doctor for sure, but then don't let sickness is the only one that wakes you up and go to the doctor. Use preventive examinations, use living lifestyles that are good for you, so that you don't even have to have illness. That is what yoga was developed in forests and hills or mountains of Himalayas, where the people subjected themselves to physical hardship, mental hardship, and also all the elements, and they devised to be internally resilient, mentally stable and clear, and emotionally very compassionate, passionate, and all that. So they were kind to the animals, kind to the um, trees, and even the mountains, rivers also. So they were very non-polluting. On the other hand, they were kind of regenerating the earth in so many ways, in all its elements, right? So understanding their depth of what they understood, what they have really produced from their uh, meditative awareness is really remarkable. They even talked about some of the organ function, some of the metabolism, and all that. Like for example, I do a breathing exercise called, which is um, uh, kind of stimulates the metabolism. Agnisara. Agni means fire. Agnisara means around the umbilicus, there's a lot of nadis, the energy channels are there. So they focus on that. In this breathing exercise, you kind of hold your breath and then move the abdominal wall up and down. So the abdominal organs are massaged, and that is a powerful stimulator for the blood supply and also a better health of the inner organs. So this is something people don't realize. It's not only makes you flexible, feel energetic, feel limber, that's all there, but the inner organ health improves, thereby your metabolism is much better, and then you live longer and better. So understanding a lot of these principles as a physician, I'm privileged because I understand the anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and all that, but also what are the things that go wrong, and then how we unconsciously adopt lifestyles that are not good, like a processed food, like a sedentary activity, like a always thinking, like not sleeping properly, taking alcohol and drugs and all that, right? So these lifestyles have processed food and sedentary activity and constant thinking, and also stress and strain that we put up with and all that, they kind of had a lot of dangers, a lot of stresses in their life. But then how they reacted, how they understood the mental makeup, and then allowed the mind to calm down and work from the silence of the mind, that was really important. Okay, I do that now. I kind of have a awareness which is thoughtless basically, and in the awareness, I know exactly what kind of thoughts are coming, whom I should allow to function, whom I should not, who should not hang on to. Don't cling to anything, right? So this is a moment to moment awareness. That means you are really fully living the present moment. Okay, so here and now, if you have some questions about how you are having any health issues or wellness oriented issues or questions or lifestyles, anything, that is when you come and ask me here now. That's why I opened this room, to see anybody has any questions related to their own understanding of health and wellness and lifestyles, and also modern lifestyle, where we can really understand where we are going wrong and then correct them. For example, if you are eating by time, early in the morning, 8 o'clock, I have to eat breakfast and 12 and all that. A lot of people do that. But the yogis they did not eat by time, but they ate by the hunger that they had. So the monitoring thing was for them to be very hungry, then only they go and eat, right? And that also they took their time to chew and enjoy that too. So that kind of simple habit for me, I don't eat unless I'm hungry, you know. So I don't eat, even if there's a party or something is there. If I go there, I may take some a couple of small things just to be polite, but otherwise I don't stuff myself. I don't have to, right? So that kind of understanding your own body, your own appetites, your own thing, that simple lifestyle where eat only when you are hungry and also very, very hungry. So you allow your appetite to build up and you're very hungry, then you eat. So they used to eat only once a day. The yoga practitioners, they were not succumb to the taste. That's a big deal. They were not making food as a psychological need. That's a big deal. And then they didn't have to be obese, because they want eating food to go back and form fat in your body, right? So they were moving. So their things were very simple. They were eating only when they are hungry. They were always moving, and they were taking some water with them and drink the water. But more than water and all that, what they did all the time was this deep breathing. But here in America, I see many people don't know how to breathe properly, deeply. That is really good for you. So they do maybe exercise, they have to, because they are exercising on a treadmill or running or anything, then they breathe um, really well, but then that's only for that time. But yoga teaches you to breathing properly as much time as possible. So if you have to breathe properly, you always want to make your spine is erect, and also you breathe through the nose by closing your mouth and take deep breath as though you're sucking air from the level of umbilicus down there. And then you allow the abdominal raise as you take the deep breath in. Go as long as you possible and then hold it for a few seconds. And then when you breathe out a little longer than what you breathe in. And that also do it slowly as though your everything is coming out and your abdominal going towards the spine. So posture of a straight spine and moving the abdominal wall up and down are very important in yoga. Okay, once you cultivate that, you will see the benefits of it. What they call abhikaro abhipavo means in Hindi, uh, if you do it breathing deep breathing now, you will get the benefits now, right away. So that is something that yoga practitioners, there are a variety of breathing patterns that are good. They are for appropriate for certain illnesses, appropriate for certain sexes, such a some age group and all that. But once you learn, I do like a 10, 15 different breathing practices, that are pretty good. Okay, I think that may be my secret why I don't take any medication, why I don't have anything, because I breathe quite deeply all the time as a habit. So I teach that too to my everybody. Like I'm talking to you guys now. I ask people to take deep breaths. It kind of takes away your nervousness, anxiety, and some stress, and also gives you time to not to impulsively react to things, rather than take a break and take a pause and then think correctly and then come from that clarity rather than your emotional thing. Okay, see, usually we react from our limbic system, that is emotional brain and all that, right? So something happens, immediately we react emotionally, then we react, that is not good. But if you can hold off the reaction emotionally by taking deep breaths and allow your, prefrontal cortex, which is your higher reasoning mind, then you will not be doing impulsive decisions and then things that you may regret later on. Okay. So deep breathing has got all these connotations. Okay. Remember that. Okay. So I was doing a wellness oasis on the WhatsApp group of mine. In this group, people come in the morning around 7 o'clock Central Time, and I talk about what are we doing for our health and wellness. And that has become a habit for us. So you are welcome to come there, and if you need a connection link, just DM me and I will send it to you. Then you can join that, and a call will come around 7 a.m. on your phone. It will be a video call on WhatsApp, and then we kind of gather together, and then I invite people to come and present what they wanted to know about several aspects of health and wellness. Usually, the four pillars of wellness: the diet, the exercise, the rest and sleep, and also calming the mind. These four pillars are really explored. People may have problems with falling asleep. People may have problem shutting their mind down, or people have problems with what kind of exercise I should do because I have this condition, I'm this age, I'm this sex, and all that. Or people may have innumerable questions on what is the vital nutrition, how do you eat, what is the discipline, and all that. So you may consult a dietitian about the consistency of the. For example, if you have a chronic condition like a diabetes or high blood pressure, you may consult a dietitian or nutritionist who will give you specific advice based on the scientific findings and also ancient wisdom. That's fine. But what I do is, how do you manage your psychological factors on the diet, your pleasurable principle for the society, and so many things, right? The culture breeds all these habits to us. People cannot give up certain diets because that's why they get to eat a lot of flour and a lot of carbohydrate, and the diabetes gets worse. But they cannot get it away because they don't feel full unless they eat some quantity, or they don't feel good unless they're satisfied their palate. But then they pay dearly with the complications of the chronic disease, whatever it is, right? So my thing is, why don't you make nutrition as a nutritional need rather than making it a psychological need or habits and all that, like that. Moving about also, you don't allow the body to be comfortable, to be, creature comforts, right? When it wants to settle down, it want to have that non-working mode or something. That is laziness. That is really stopping the river which is supposed to flow. So you got to understand what is movement, what is moving about, what is the basically, can I move? If you move as much as possible, you may not need formal exercise that much. This is functional fitness we talk about. We allow people to go to the work and carry their body and walk around, move around as much. If you are calling somebody, get up and take the phone and walk around the desk and then give the call and talk to them. Or if you have a chance to see a corridor, walk up and down a couple of times, or you have stays, take them, that kind of thing. So understanding eating for hunger and not making the emotional thing about food, and also moving the body as much as possible in whatever you do, or you're retired and all that, that will be good for you. So moving the body and then keeping the mind quiet is important too, and also resting where the body needs, and also sleeping really deeply as much as possible. That can be done by changing our lifestyles a little bit. Okay, so I'm talking on this sleep. How the sleep should be restorative of your mind and the body. There's so much we know to do that now without medications. So you can take medication if you need it, but then what I'm saying is, if you want to help yourself, if you want to be away from the there are so many things that you could learn and you could implement in your life, which really helps you a lot. Okay, I sleep very good no matter how many things are outside, so many affairs are there, but I can calm my mind in any circumstance, and I can sleep. There's a lot of training for that, lot of understanding, lot of knowing is involved. So you can have the ambience, you can have the pre and post sleep routines and all that. That's fine. But how do you manage by yourself the workings of the mind? That requires a lot of investigation and finding the truth about it, and that truth helps you to relax better and then to sleep better. People used to unwind for an hour, 1.5 hours before, but nowadays they don't even take a minute to unwind themselves or to empty their mind as it is going on. So I have a formula that I follow every day. I get up in the morning, I don't let my thoughts get away from me. I kind of stay in that awareness, and then being in attention of everything I do, pay attention to every action that I do through the day of the work. And after that, when I go to sleep, before sleep, I kind of put my mind in order by emptying it. Okay, so this is something I have been teaching to people, and they have been reporting positive results with that. So it's not, my things are not like a uh, simple on the spot thing. My things are more like a understanding, awareness, and learning what is the truth, and then applying that in our life. Okay, that kind of thing. Okay, So, anybody has any questions regarding this health and wellness here and now? You can go reflect on it, learn it, or ask me questions, or tell me your experience. You are welcome to come up and share it with me. Okay. So, it's a question of understanding the wellness measures we have at our disposal. Let it be scientific, modern best practices, that is good, or thousands of years of time tested measures of the ancient wisdom. I'm not talking about the modern measures of any particular country, but I'm talking about way back when the civilization is where people are living in the close to nature, and they were sustaining the nature, and also they understood nature, and then maintain the balance. Okay, I went back to the nature in the morning. I'm always aware of what's going on, what is the weather like, what is the plants like. For example, right now, all these small leaves coming up, I'm touch with them every day, and then I don't have to do a special effort. I just am touch with that. And then as they bloom into greenery and then colored leaves and all that, I follow them, and then all the trees bare without any leaves in the winter time. I enjoy that too. With icicles on them, so when we have a really cold weather, I enjoy them too. In my study room is exposed to the sun. It faces the sun, right, east. So there is a big tree next to my study, and those branches are completely with eyes, and then they have this sparkling in sunshine. I enjoy that too. So you can be in connection with nature no matter what the season is, what the condition is, and still enjoy the snow, enjoy the wind, enjoy all those things. As long as you're not exposing yourself to danger, you can stay inside and enjoy the weather. Or even if you're driving, I enjoy all the new things that are springing up on a daily basis in the nature, right? So, but like that, you have an inner nature, how your physiological routines are natural rhythm, right? So we kind of encourage people to be true to that. Like, for example, you get up in the morning, you have exercised a little bit, and you're hungry, you took breakfast, you went and walked, and then you come home and eat food and then go to bed too. So there is a cycle, physiological cycle, diurnal rhythms, we call cardinal rhythms. So if you understand your own rhythms of taking the food, eating it, assimilating it, and then uh, giving away the waste products, that's a cycle, right? So body has these cycles for the food, for the digestion, for the need of the energy, and also really sleeping, resting also has a cycle there. So you don't want to mess with them with artificial things like this phone and so much data we're seeing. It's a real big problem for kids. Not only they are losing attention, but also they don't really have a good sleep. Well, they're supposed to do. It's not. It will catch up with them when they are old. Right now, they may be putting up with something. So people short their reticular activating system, which is responsible for your sleep, and then they want to reverse it when the damage is too severe. Sometimes they can do, sometimes they cannot do. But what I'm interested in is what are those wellness measures about sleeping that is you practice is not like you empty your mind and also you unwind your body and mind and then go to sleep. And when you get up in the morning, you are fully energized because the sleep acts as a detoxifier of whatever the toxins you are accumulating in the brain or also in the body, right? In Ayurveda, these toxins that are accumulated due to metabolism, due to life itself, they're called ama. And that ama knocks your balance off, knocks you into from prakriti to vikriti. Your natural balance, the metabolic state is disturbed. Your constitution is disturbed, right? I think it makes sense to people, but they get lost in all the things that they are pursuing, and then they don't have any control about those thoughts and all that. Okay, so think about that. Okay, so that kind of thing. What are the natural things that you identify, and what are the things that you are not aware of it? What are the things that you are doing that could be by reversing by yourself. You don't need anybody's real help. That way you will be maintaining that natural state of constitution for a long time. That's what the ancient systems did. They understood nature, they understood the nature in their own body and mind, and they are very sincere to it. That's what they used to do. Okay, so I kind of was very fascinated by how come these people are surviving for a long time. How come they have a lot of energy? How come they have this body even after certain age? Also, they are maintaining very well without really. You see, yogis don't have to check their weight because they maintain the same weight all the time because they don't do anything excess. If they have eaten something and appropriate to their what they are doing, and they will digest that too. Okay, so if you are going after climbing a mountain because you have to do that, and you may consume good diet now and then carry some, and then you may burn it out because you're climbing a steep hill, right? So common sense that you can evolve and then you do. In this day and age is very important because people are forgetting natural cycles. System promotes forgetting the natural cycle. All can you eat? Eat all the food all the time. No wonder obesity is so big deal, right? And also, instead of knowing what they make them obese, how they can control, only the certain people gain weight even if they see the food. But majority of the people are gaining weight because they are eating all the time and they are exercising very little, right? That is a fact. The system allows you to go and enjoy movies, sit down and enjoy games, ball games, and all that. The people who are playing the ball game are really exercising, but the people who are watching, they are not. See, that has become a big cultural thing. Netflix, what consuming binge on the Netflix presentations, right? A lot of people do that, and this computing, doing everything on the phone, that also encouraging us to be not moving. So the important thing is eat well, good food, but eat within your limit, and also expend that all that energy that you gained by moving the body as much as possible. So move the body, but also keep your mind quiet as much as possible. That's the last thing, the quieting the mind. That is kind of very, very rare these days. Everybody thinks that more they think, the smarter they are. No, you are putting all sorts of junk into your mind, and that is going to get you really, neurotic, basically. Many people are neurotic. You can see yourself too. Check it. If something does not work and you are repeating the same again and again, thoughts also, that is neurotic. That is by definition, that is neurotic. Okay, but if you have your faculties of body and mind under your control, then you will live longer, you live better, and you do good. Okay, so anybody has any questions? Nobody has any questions. So you must be mastering your wellness, and then you are living very well. You have no health problems. You are not on medications. You can really tell body and mind whatever you want. If you are doing all that, very good. Or most likely you don't want to really dig them out. The personal issue, it's not about how who has what. It's about how are you approaching the phenomena of health and wellness. How can you ensure that you are not getting sick easily, or getting this chronic diseases brew up within you, and also the complications from the chronic disease happening to you. You may have given up, like, I can't do anything, the doctors will fix it. and most likely they are not paying attention to the prevention and wellness aspect of it. They do treat your symptoms when you go there, but that is a warning from your body that something is wrong. Then you have to go to the fundamental root causes of what's going on within your lifestyle and then correct it. That's what I'm talking about. This is way, way cheaper for you. Okay. Then you can prevent a lot of time waste, energy waste, money waste too. And also you really enjoy yourself. That's the added plus. Okay. There are so many people that go on living beyond 100 years, not just years only, but also they live well, and they live well in joy. Long time wellness and joy, all these are possible. So human being has that special intelligence that he can create his own joy that is already within each one. Okay, many people they think that's not true for them because they have no idea that this entity within us is really joyful, peaceful, happy. Your happiness comes from within, not from outside. To understand that itself takes a long time for you, probably. you know but if you have any questions regarding anything, you can ask me. You have to think. First of all, you have to question yourself. You have to go inward. Then you will be able. It's not information. It's something that you have to have the experiential knowledge. You sit down and talk about it with some people, you're not going to get it. Many people here at app I saw, we I want to grow together, collect together in your inner um, paving clarity for yourself, understanding what is what. You need to sit down and turn your mind inward and go and investigate what you find. Okay, it's not about any statements or any thing that people give. It's about what you find in your own life experience as you interact with people, interact with society, interact with the world as a whole. You will see how you are. Then out of that the transformation comes. And also you will discover way beyond this excessive thought. Right? Thought is for outside things, but inward you got to use your intuition to feel who you really are. Once stationed there, then you can manage your thoughts as objects, and you can manage your body without eating too much and all that. Okay. So I know I get only few people every day, but that's their loss really, because if they listen what I'm talking about and then apply that to that knowledge they discover in their own life, and they change their lifestyles, they will save on the money, they will save on the time, and also the suffering. They don't have to go to the hospital, because your health is in your heads, and you maintain that, you will not have to use the system, where the system is only fixing the problems. But root of the problems, how to fix it, is in your head. You can learn about it. There's knowledge available very quickly. I have been taking artificial intelligence, and I have really speeded up a lot of things that I do. And that way I have a lot more time for people who are suffering, who are having a lot of questions about this, and I'm engaging myself. I'm working more, but much more smartly, with using the AI. So in these days, I say you can get a very good health information, and also find out what is the root cause of your illness, if you should have illness, or even if you appear well outwardly, maybe that's brewing inside. Even 20-year-old, if you look at their arteries, they are beginning to form the plaques in the coronary arteries, and eventually leads to heart attack. But it is starting even 20 years, 30 years age of time. It used to be 40, 50. Now it is 20s. And on top of it, people have a lot of stress and they don't know how to react to it. Okay. So these are all you need to learn. You cannot learn just by exchanging information. You have to see yourself in the terms of how you see yourself in the life, in your interactions, in your understandings and all that. Okay. So if anybody wants to come up, I'll stay on. Otherwise, I'll be closing the room because I did say what I wanted to say. Um, I know this app gives lots of people lots of information, but none of them are seeming to be turning inward and finding themselves. I didn't find them at least. You know, people may talk about it, but not in the terms of ancient wisdom, where they have a very simple outward life, and they did not use all the spiritual truths to improve their luxury, pleasure, and all that. You know, they were voluntarily developing this passion for that. And then, so all the outward American dream, American life, and all that, they did not promote because this kind of life eventually produced a lot of chronic disease, a lot of mental health problems, a lot of strife among the society, so many wars, and all that. You know, basically, I don't really see that is a way to go for the modern man. But the modern man can understand that outward things are only transitory and impermanent. So you develop a kind of dispassion for that and then go for the inner reality. That is the real world that is going to last longer. And you can be peaceful, loving, and also happy inside, joyfully inside. Okay, that's what I do. So I don't know how to come and tell you guys because that's working for me by myself. But I'm telling you just to share and also seeing a lot of people suffering chronic diseases and also complications of chronic diseases and also really not having a quality of life. They're surviving, they're existing, but many are worried well. They appear well outwardly, but then inwardly they are very worried. Many are having the complications from the arthritis, cannot move, complications from the heart attacks, they cannot climb stairs or move anything, and arthritis complications, they cannot function anything, you know, all those things. But pausing for a while, looking at our lifestyles, looking at consequences of what is our body and mind is telling us, and then really withdrawing that root bad habits of bad eating, not working, not really moving, and also thinking a lot and sleeping less. These are the cultural phenomena, and we don't have to really. But if you want to be ill, if you want to suffer, if you want to spend your time in the hospital, nobody can help it. But if you really see, I don't have to do that. I can get the information just in a second and I can implement them and see how they work, you know. So, what I would do is get all your blood tests, urine tests, all the scans, everything done so that you have a comprehensive view of what's going on within your body. Okay, and also understand how you feel, how you react, how you are, you down, are you really anxious, are you really not secure, not having the calmness and quietness within. Once you understand like that, then you say, okay, there's something wrong, I need to go and find out. Go and find the use of scientific medicine to find out what's going on, and then give preference to the roots first. And then, if you have to fix some medical problems, fine, you can take medication for a while. But meanwhile, continue the lifestyle changes. I call them TLC, therapeutic lifestyle changes. Adapt with eagerness, adapt with enthusiasm, and then follow them. And after you live like that for a while, then you will see how much influence is going on around you. All the world is influencing, the culture is influencing, and then habits influencing you. Once you understand that, then you'll be out of this bad habits. You suppose you know you are diabetic, you don't want to eat a lot of carbohydrate, right? So like that, you understand my work with the laptops all the time I'm working at night time, and all this is making me get sick, neurosis, not having attention span, not because so there's each culture develops its own technology, its own in the spirit of solving problems for the humanity. But if you make your technology as your problem, then you will be in trouble. Say the a lot of people are not able to leave the phone for a while and really have that in their control. They are suffering. They are going to suffer more as artificial intelligence takes over. You will be have to. able to stay without your mind, you know. So that is the uniqueness of this technological change with this information age, where your thinking and all that will be taken away by the artificial intelligence, in the sense that can do 100 times faster and better. So if you don't use your mind, if you don't use your mental faculties, they're going to waste. But if you go beyond it and discover some things that are already in you, then you will be happy, you will be peaceful, you will be joyful. Okay, I hope we will do that, you know. So obviously you don't want to engage in deeper discussion. That's the phenomena of this new I'm saying. They take deeper, but then if they want to go beyond thought, they shy away. All of them, you know. So then your thought will be a problem for you, no matter how much you learn, you know. So you got to have that freedom from the thought and be in awareness and look at thought as a valuable asset and use it and stop it. Hope you will do that, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.